Hello everybody, and welcome to it's a new thing we're going to be in this channel. We're going to be making a full park in Planet Coaster. I recently bought the PC version of Planet Coaster, which allows me to make more detailed things. So I decided, hey, why not just start off big with, with the whole park. This is going to be called Duramos Park. Why is it going to be called Duramos Park? I don't know, because it sounds like a cool last name. My last name isn't that cool, so I just made one up. I am very new to PC controls. I don't play any games on keyboard and mouse. So the building you're seeing right in front of you is the first thing I made just before we started. Just want to have something to work off of. You can see stuff poking through the ceiling. It ain't that good. So I'm definitely still getting used to this. But yeah, here we go. The time lapse is gonna be a long video. I just want to start off right, I guess you could say. But yeah, so what I really wanted to do in this episode is I wanted to make a kind of an entrance plaza. But you can see I'm struggling to try to keep the piece on the ground. I didn't know how to make it stick on the ground, and it kept moving up. So this took me actually a while. I just planned to make a circle, but in the end I kind of made a guitar shape because it was easier. But yeah, you can see I'm struggling with the camera. I'm struggling with everything. Like I said, this is my first time playing PC Planet Coaster, and I can assure you, compared to like PS4 Planet Coaster, the camera controls are just so bad, and it's so annoying. But I eventually got it to kind of work. So I started out with this design, and that kind of hollowed it out because I wanted it to be slightly larger, and this didn't really like the look of that, so I made this, but I believe I actually changed this. There's this like button you can do to make something like go out larger. Here you go. Here I'm about to do it. So you can like kind of straighten out the path. And so I like that a lot. And it looks like Wi-Fi right now, but I actually delete the center of it. Yeah. So then I have this kind of open area and then pathways all along the side. And here you go. I straighten it out because what I wanted to do is I want to have like buildings on the side. I want to have some shops, some entrance stuff, maybe some info desks. I wanted to. I'm kind of one of the parks I've been to the most. The park I've been to the most is Disney World, and obviously that has a main street. It has shops. It has food. It has information booths. And I actually didn't add an information booth to this one. So what I originally was planning was to make one side of it, and then kind of copy the facade, and then flip it to the other side. Now that didn't end up working. Now I fixed the problem in the end, but what I ended up having to do is just copy all the shops that were in this facade on the left side, which I can actually remedy, and I'll probably do that next episode. But yeah, we'll get around to that. But the thing is, what I wanted to do, so I have the bathroom, I have some shops, I have some food, I have them all next to each other, but then I was like, well, I could space them out, so I don't have to, add too many shops. We don't want too much litter or anything, because I want it to be reasonable. And so here is the guest service building, or sorry, information stand. I actually think I delete this. I don't remember keeping this, but I might have actually made an extension to that, so we'll actually see. So yeah, I actually never messed that up. But you see, I do build the other side with the shops. Again, I thought I was going to do the facade, but it ended up not working. So it did have to delete this side in the end. But we'll get to that. I'm jumping the gun. I don't really know how to do these long commentary videos. I did one of them when I was building a coaster. But building a coaster when I know what to do is a lot more interesting than showing you struggle to screw around with the camera while I place down trees and bushes. I tend to find roller coasters slightly more interesting than bushes. I mean, you do what you want, but it is the video game is called Planet Coaster. So I'm here to make coasters, so I'm here to make theme parks that revolve around coasters. But if I can do it, if I can make it look good along the way, I will. So I wanted to have a kind of an entrance area. I really like green stuff. I think most people do. And what I quickly realized was there's actually a lot more greenery in PC Planet Coaster, which I didn't realize. I thought it'd be the same number of, or the same types of things, but there's actually a lot different, a lot more different things. And so I got to play around with that. You see these like kind of palm trees, banana bushes, and those mid-level ferns. So what I wanted to do is basically have 4 stages of the canopy, or of the forest I'm making in the middle, because I want to have it look green. You want to have the floor, so we have those like bushes down there to make it look like there's some grass. You want to have medium, so we have the like those little banana bushes, the little small palms, and then you have medium tall, so you have the small palm trees, and then you have tall with the massive tree. And you don't really need too many of the tall, because what you really want to do with some of these things is kind of block some sight lines. You want to make it look a little bit more cohesive, and so if you can see, you know, really far back into the park from the front, you know, it kind of ruins everything. So if you're in Main Street and then you see, you know, a bloody, I don't know, massive strata coaster, it's annoying. But since I'll probably put something on the back side of this kind of plaza, you'd say, we won't have that problem since these trees are here. But yeah, I was just messing around with that. I believe I go back to that at some point, but not now. What am I doing? Do I add the yeah, I do. I had the break room into this little cranny notch thing. So I wanted to I want to make this park a little bit more realistic. I want to have some staff areas. I want to have places where the delivery trucks would come and deliver the food. I want to have places where they would put maintenance on the coasters. Obviously, we haven't gotten to that bit, but you can see I have a staff building back here. I want to finish the. I keep jumping ahead. I just want to. I want to talk about stuff. But you see, as I will add like a little warehouse back then. But so now here comes the most annoying bit. I'm trying to work out how to make the facade, and I make a lot of mistakes. I make a bunch of mistakes in making this, and it really messes me up later on. First mistake is using building pieces for a building, which is an unbelievably terrible idea, which I didn't realize. Because the problem is, you cannot copy more than one building at a time, and I haven't figured out a way to actually, if a piece is part of a building, how to get it out of the building. There's a button, but it never worked for me. So when I placed anything else that had the building piece, I immediately screwed myself over because I couldn't copy it. So I fixed that in the end. But we start up. I'm gonna just a normal face of the thing. Obviously, it's not detailed, but I've seen some YouTuber as like trim and stuff, and I was like, I could do that. So then I get the windows out. I'm seeing which ones I like. I think I go with kind of like a fancy one. No, it's not fancy. I make it fancy in the end. And there's an F key you can do. If you hold F, it actually lines it up. But the problem is I didn't make the walls correctly, so they're kind of like jumbled into each other. So actually, the F key doesn't work. So I have to fix that. So I just do one window above each of the shops, and then I do a window between. I want to make it feel a little bit more realistic. I tried to add a canopy, and I actually didn't like it. I do actually add a canopy later on to the other ones, but And then over each of the shops, I add their respective canopies. I think it gives it a little bit more 3D. You don't want to just have a flat face building. If you look at Disney, you have those signs coming out of the walls. You have canopies. You have 3D windows. You have planters, and it just makes it feel more alive. And so you really don't want just some boring old flat building, unless you go to like Alabama Adventure, where their budget is about $2 every 5 years. And then I'm trying to add trim, but I use a building piece for trim, and I still try very hard to make it work. And I regret it so much. I spent so much time. I believe like probably the next 5 minutes in this video, maybe 10 minutes in this video, I'm not kidding, it's a lot, are spent with me trying to get that trim to work. And then I go, I can't believe, I'm looking back at this, I'm thinking, I actually learned a lot. So I think, this is about 2 hours of footage, actually, overall. I divide it by 5. So, I don't know. 30 times 5, so what? That's about 60, no, 60. What am I doing? What math am I doing? Play Nora. But yeah, I sorted out eventually. 150 minutes of stuff, so a little over 2.5 hours. Point is, Point is, I did learn a lot from that. And you see, I actually tried to copy this multiple times. And then I realized, oh wait, that's not gonna work. I don't know how to move this because my camera won't let me see the entire thing. And I realized it's off kilter, so I put it back there. But I actually regret doing that because it's actually not touching the corner pieces of the trim, which is super annoying. And that makes me, I wish the grids didn't have to be 1 meter max. Like, it's so annoying that you can only go 1 meter. Because you'd be surprised, buildings aren't always just 1 meter Lego pieces. There's a lot of technicalities, intricacies, and eventually I give up trying to do the trim, and I just go for these massive pieces. And I'm trying to make the grid work, but I don't know exactly how far I should put it. But I get it eventually. And so I finish this off. I believe I make another layer. I add the corner pieces first, though. Do I? No, I don't. Am I going back to trim? I am. I spent a long time with this trim. I ended up scrapping it, actually, for an easier trim. But I actually liked the way it looked. I just couldn't get it to work for the longest time. So I ended up just deleting everything. And then I get new trim. And this is where all the problems start. Because I built this trim in a building, okay? Which doesn't seem like a bad idea. The problem is, it does not work because the shop fronts, the places I'm trying to cover up. So you can see there's gaps between the brick wall and the yeah, you can see there's green poking through. I didn't want that, and so I wanted to cover it up. Problem is, when I use the bloody the building pieces, I couldn't get it to. I can't get it to not. What am I trying to say? It wasn't filling up the correct place on each one, and then it wasn't symmetrical. And so that's really, why is it chugging so hard right now? What is going on with the video, dude? Is it just like loading? Bloody Nora. I hope maybe I'm not the only one. I don't know. Maybe it'll be better. But yeah, the frame rate is just took a dive. I don't know why. I'm sorry for that. Okay, yeah. I end up doing this. It's not too bad. I think I end up changing it, actually. But it just starts causing lots of problems down the road. There's a lot better ways to do this. If I'm going back on this, I would have just used wood trim. That would not have used a building. It would have just been easy. Another problem is I have to line it up 9 degrees each time. And so if I have a slight deviation, if I copy and paste it, then it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse the farther I extrapolate it down to the down the building. Yeah, it's just it's annoying trying to figure this out, and there are clues that help you, but I had to take a sip of my water. It's actually vodka. It's hard vodka. A little bit of moonshine. Yeah, keep a young man active. So yeah, it's only 160 proof. So carrying on, I do fix something, I think, and then I'm completely wrong as I flail about trying to copy it, not realizing you can't copy multiple buildings. I'm like, why is it multiple buildings? Well, stupid, you use building pieces, and then you can't copy and paste it. So that kind of screwed me over, and then I should have just dropped it and been like, let me use non-building pieces, so then it's actually easier to copy and paste. But I'm like, no, how about I search it up? That doesn't work. How about I try to remove it from the building? That doesn't work. How about I try to just make it... I eventually just kind of brute forced it and then changed every individual piece when I got to it, which gets rid of the point of the building entirely in the first place. I don't know why I just didn't not make it a building. I don't know. You gotta ask my past self. But all... by and large, I'm stupid. So I do like the top trim, and that works pretty well. And then I'm like, what if I copy and paste the other one, and that works less well? Because the problem is the bathroom, the problem is when I put this building in place, I didn't have my trusty level tool out. And I didn't realize that it's not 9 degrees to the path. It's like 89 degrees. So when you copy and paste the wall, the farther left it goes, it sticks out, and the farther right it goes in. So eventually you can't even see it. There's a little hole here, so it should patch that up, because I wanted the size to be a different color stone. It looks pretty good. I think I'll end up fixing that, my 2 trims on the side. Point is, whatever. I had to manually go through each piece and then replace it. Why didn't I just do that from the beginning? You gotta, I don't know. I can't answer for my crimes, y'all. I'm just disappointed. I'm as disappointed as you are. And this is the thing. I have to talk over all this. You don't have to watch this. I have to speak this. Oh, here's the fancy arches I told you about. They actually look pretty good. I like them. And they actually kind of fit with the building. It's so weird. So I have castle trim. I have, like, modern windows. I have pirate villa roofs. I have Mexalente, loony balloons, gulpy pizza thing. And then I have, like, some weird lights, and it actually ends up looking not too bad. Now, I think later on in the series, when I actually get good at the game, I will go back and say, what is this? Who would ever enter my park if I saw this? And then delete everything and make, like, a 10-story tall mansion. That's assuming I'm ever good at the game, but we'll get to that. You see, now I want to make the trim keep going up, which is not a bad idea. I think it actually looks good in the end. But so every time I copy and paste it, I have to remove everything out because I told you I messed it up. I end up going for these things, which I don't believe are building. No, they are. No, I'm lying to you. They are building. I just individually place those. It ended up working actually pretty well, I'll be honest. But then I ended up just copying the building. Instead of going through the whole headache again, I just copy the building and place it down, which causes me further issues later on. Like every time, I'll also only do vertical trim. I don't do horizontal trim, which I actually might do next episode, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have an idea for my first coaster. I know where it's gonna be. It's gonna be actually, if you're actually looking about where it's gonna be off to the right. It's gonna be a left path. It's gonna be like a pirate theme area. Point is, I don't know necessarily what I'm going to do next episode, because I don't know if I should terraform, I don't know if I should fix this, I'm not good enough to fix this, I don't know if I'm good enough to terraform. I might just add trim to everything, because trim makes things look good. I had to add some janitors in, people were throwing stuff away, and then I forgot that the maker of this was British for about 5 hours, and they call it bins, not trash cans. I call them bins, but I assume they're American. I had literally no clue where they were. Finally found them. It took a bloody long time, and then I put them below each window, and then I put more just around the place, because people are monsters and they throw away or they litter. Okay, here we go. Finishing the trim. This was the easiest part. I just copy it, move it up. Copy it, move it up. Copy it, and move it up. This is in 5 times speed, by the way. So if you think this is slow watching it, imagine building it. I don't have to imagine building it, because I did build it, and I'm already disappointed myself. So I proceed to be very confused on many things quickly. So I think, why don't I just flip the building around and put it on the back side? The problem is, you'll listen very closely. If you listen to me, you'll know why. Since I made everything like 5 separate buildings, each of the grids are slightly off, meaning it is not symmetrical, despite looking very that's kind of no, it's not. Despite looking not symmetrical, it isn't. There you go. Grammatically correct. So I end up just having to make another building. I'm such a smart guy. I'm glad I made another building. And I made the backstage, or I made the back part of it just stone. Because I realized I could make an excuse that it was just cast members seeing it, so you don't actually see it, and no one the guests are going to see it. And I end up actually thinking that's a good idea. Partly because I couldn't do it otherwise, and partly because it's actually a good idea. Because how would the shops get their food, or the stores? How how would the restaurants get? It's not really restaurants, more like a fast food place. The point is, I wanted to have like a depot place. I knew that from the beginning, so I wanted to make it realistic, as I said before. So here we just making it kind of realistic. So I finished up the roof here. I actually kind of like what I did with the top. I need to add AC units. There's an AC unit piece that I was eyeing the entire time. I never actually used it. But that makes the top of it concrete. And I want to add like air ducts up there and stuff. And, no, not concrete. Yeah, there you go, concrete. Because obviously none of the guests are going to see the top of it, so it doesn't matter. And then I place walls between them. And look, this time I didn't actually use building pieces, so it was a lot. Never mind, I'm lying to you. I did use building pieces because I'm stupid. And then I make the back wall. So I originally just shut it out. I am gonna, yeah, there you go. I'll make the hole for it eventually. So, okay. Look at my creation. Now I'm like, how in the world do I copy this over there? It actually took me a while. I know it was very quick, but I just make the blueprint for it, and then I delete the buildings on the other side, and then I add in the building again. So what I'm going to do next episode, I know I'm going to do, is I'm going to switch the buildings on this side, because they're the same ones, just reverse. I'm going to switch them. I'm also going to have make sure that info thing area is themed, because it's just kind of poking out right there. And then I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to add the depot station. So I originally was going to have the road come straight there, but I'm like, that's not how it works. So then I just had like a road come around. It comes nearby, makes a roundabout, and then just goes out. Doesn't really matter where it goes. I just want to have it. And then I have like a path that runs alongside it. You know, the people walk along to get the stuff, and they, you know, bring it to the backstage area. I'm going to have to add doors and stuff back there and finish that up, because it's not really that good right now. But I do end up finishing the actual wall, so that makes it look a lot better. Because originally this was just going to be like the trucks would come here, but then I decided no. And I don't know actually how to fix this, so I have these little bits sticking through my wall because I didn't actually know how to make it like flush. There might be a piece. Actually, why did I think? Dude, I never thought about that. I just thought about that right now. There's a piece. I'm such an idiot. Why didn't I just? Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I cannot believe I just thought about that there might be a piece for that. Okay, whatever. I finish it up. So actually, there's a little bit of 3D stuff. It actually didn't look too bad. The point is, so now I know there's a depot area back there, and I'm gonna have to make sure that the guests don't see it. And also, when you're coming, so there's this little staff room. I want to make sure that guests don't see that either. So I'm adding little plants to the front area. Also, found this plant that I really like, so I added to that middle area as well. And then I come back here. So if you're standing, if you walk into the park and take to the left, look to your left, that's where the entrance to the staff area is. And so I don't want you being able to see, you know, I don't want you seeing the backside of that. And then I don't want you seeing the backside of that. That doesn't make so much sense. But I had these like bamboo things that are like specifically designed to hide stuff, and so that works. And again, I'm using the 3-layered thing I was talking about last time. You want to have middle view, low view, high view. I said I'd double it again because I didn't want them seeing it. So yeah, you see I covered that area, and then I actually extrapolate it backwards, I believe, and then make it come through here. So it connects to the staff area in the back. And I actually think that looks really good. One of the better things I actually did. And that's it. I don't know why there's actually 8 minutes left in the video, or 5 minutes left in the video, but that's it. So you see I'm still struggling with the camera. That's the overview of what we did in about, well, it's actually 25 times 5 now. No, it's not. It's about 20 times 5 now. The point is, we did a good amount of work. And I'm proud for my first little thing. It looks good coming through. I might have to move some of the trees. But if you walk in there, you know there are buildings and there are trees. And that's kind of the idea I was getting at, to be honest. I wanted there to be buildings and trees. So it's a successful day one. If you enjoyed, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll probably do this like at least twice a week, maybe once a week. But that's about it. So, hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Bye.